Welcome to day 9 of 30 Days of AI Coding Challenge. Yesterday we built the chat style UI, but there was a catch. Every time Streamlit reruns a script, our chat messages, it got disappeared. To fix that, we will use something called the session state. Means like our messages will actually stay on the screen as we interact with the chatbot. So in today's challenge, we will learn how to save the values across the reruns, and that's what the session state is. Let's start with the demo. So this is the app for day 9, understanding the session state. So there are two kind of variables are there. One is a standard variables and another is a session state variable. Okay. So if you see, let me just reset this once. Okay. This is how it will look like. Now, so standard variable on every click. Okay. So actually this whole app, whenever we click on anything, okay, it just refreshes and execute the whole piece of code of the Streamlit app in the backend. You see, when we click on this on the top, this active, right? This reset, okay, and it refreshes the code. Okay. Now, so if you look about standard variables, this one, it resets on every click. If it by default the value remains a 0, and actually on every click its value becomes the 0. Its value will not go beyond 1 or -1, right? Why is that? What's the reason? Because the count underscore wrong. This is the one of the variable, okay? Standard variable. It reset to the 0 before the math happens. So you can see this is the requirement. It will not go. Okay. Why? We'll talk about this in detail in code walkthrough. But session state, here the memory persists. If we click on this, see, the code runs every time once we click it, and it's maintaining the memory as well. Okay, because the counter is counter where we pass the value to 0, it's not exist. Why? Because it only passed if it not exist in the session state. Cool. Let's start with the code walkthrough to understand it better. Cool. So this app is simply just to build the understanding of the session state with us. So simple title, some warnings is mentioned. And these st columns are basically two columns are created over here. One column, two column, like we have in the Excel, right? These are the two columns so that each of the column can have one header and we can write something. Okay. So column 1 is this, and we are writing standard variable, and this resets on one every click. This is what we written over there. Now, this is the variable. Okay, it runs every time this code runs. Okay, so make sure you remember this thing. And subcolumn is created, and other subcolumns are created inside this one single column. So one is this, another is this, and they are just passing a button. And on every click of the button, if it's add, okay, then it will be added. If it's minus, it will be reduced. Okay, and we are just giving a key. So our left hand side, this is ready. Now on the right hand side. The right hand side we are talking about will session state. It remains the memory, it persists. The memories persist in this case. Why? We are assigning the value to the value which is 0 to this particular variable only if it not exists in this session state. So st.session state is the basically function where the value remains and stored in that. Okay, so if this particular variable is not exist in this, then only it will be assigned to 0. It means at the starting of the app when we run it. Okay, and then added another columns to add the buttons. This is for addition, this is for subtract. Okay, and same thing again, and the metric which is just telling the state count. Okay, this is the metric. All right, which will just mention the value of a counter, and then that's it. Now everything whatever I explained, it's already mentioned in detail below, right? Let's build the app from scratch. So go to session day 8, just click on duplicate. Okay, I'm not changing. Okay, it's giving an error, that's good. Sometimes we get this error. Whenever we get this error, just change the role, okay, to admin. So let me duplicate, click on duplicate, copy the code from here, open the app, Control A. So you see by default this file is open. Control, we paste it, we run it, and you see the app is ready. If you want to know more about session state, this documentation will really help you out. You can deep dive into this, and this link I'll be provided in the description below. So everything is mentioned if you want to know more about it, what error you will get, how to delete it, how to add it, okay? Before starting the day 9, make sure you complete all previous day from 1 to 8 and then start with this. In today's session, we learn about how initialization, modification, and reading the value of st.session state is been done. This really helps us to store the value of a variable across the session. Do try yourself and make this app for day 9 and comment done once it's done. And tomorrow we will make our first chatbot with state, right? Where the chat history is maintained and it's visible to the user. Okay. If you want to see more of my video, make sure you like the video and subscribe the channel and do share with your friends. And this is Sudeep Kumar signing off for the day. Take care. Bye-bye.